Hi, everyone. I want to thank you very much for taking the time to watch our Bowdabra live tonight. I'm Sandy Sandler, and I'm the creator of the Bowdabra. Just to give you a quick overview of Bowdabra, this is our big Bowdabra, and this is our mini Bowdabra. And please put in the comments if you have either or both. And I'm going to go to my overhead camera. And what you can see here is there are springs underneath here, and it's going to automatically adjust to what I put into it, whether I put silks and the mini Bowdabra works exactly the same way. The only difference is the mini is you're going to make smaller bows because you can only put as much into it as high as the towers are. So right now what I'm going to do is show you, we're going to take our flowers here, and we're going to make a bow to put on our arrangement. And one more thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grab some of our Bowdabra scrunchy ribbon, and I'm going to grab a piece of it, and we're just going to cut it, and we're going to make a scrunchy bow. So this bow is probably the absolute simplest bow you'll ever make. Well, actually, there's a bunch of simple bows, but I'm just going to lay my Bowdabra bow wire into Bowdabra, and I cut it a little bit short, but we'll tuck the ends underneath. And I'm just going to make a scrunchy bow. And to do that, I'm just going to put this through the center, just scrunch it all down, take my Bowdabra wand, give everything a good push, and now I'm going to take this here, pull it through my slip knot, pull it tight while it's still in the Bowdabra. I'll separate my ends, bring it around to the back, and I'm just going to twist it because the wire will allow me to just twist and cut the end of my wire. Now, this bow actually makes adorable Christmas tree ornaments. So it's great for last minute decorating. And I'm just going to put this in here and let a little of the red show. Push that in there so it helps to stabilize the flowers that are in the vase. Now we'll go to the overhead camera, and I'm going to take some of my Bowdabra bow wire, and I'm going to cut a piece that's long enough that I can fold it in half and lay it down into my Bowdabra. And for some reason, I'm not seeing the comments, so let me go over here. Oh, there we go. I was like, okay, hi, Kathy. And now I'm going to, and hi, Duet, and I'm going to just lay this down in here. And as most of you know, I get help in putting together my videos, and Kathy's on now, and Kathy helped me for this week. She's such a beautiful designer, and I love having her come to my home and help me put together projects. And because the whole point with Bowdabra is anybody can do it, and if I can do it, then anyone can do it. And just scrunch this, and if you're watching the replay, please let me know by putting in replay in the comments. And we're going to take this. Now, this is a great bow because you can use just scraps of ribbon. Lay this in here, one more ribbon here. And then I'm going to take this, and we're going to make a scrunchy style ribbon bow. So I'm just going to fold this over here and scrunch this down into my Bowdabra. And I've just folded the end over here, scrunch it down so it looks like a little flower. And I'll take my Bowdabra wand and give everything a good push and pull this up through my slip knot, pull it tight while it's still in my Bowdabra, pull it out, separate the ends, bring it around to the back, and we're just going to tie a knot and tie another knot, and we'll just shape out our bow. So this is just the easiest bow. And if you're running late and you want to make simple bows for your Christmas presents, all you have to do is just cut a whole bunch of scraps, or again, use scrap ribbon that you have. And we're just going to bring this around to the back. And I'm just going to tie a knot. Whoops. It would help if I actually tied a knot. There we go. And we'll come back up to the front facing camera so you can see what we're doing here. And you have a beautiful decor that just takes minutes to make. And isn't that so pretty? Kathy came up with this one, and I just think it's beautiful. So I'm going to take this, put this aside, and go to our next project, which is just a big bow. So it could be a wreath bow, it could be any kind of bow. So we'll go back to the overhead camera. I'm going to take some of my Bowdabra bow wire, and I'm folding it in half. And we do have the wire in both silver and gold. And just going to lay this down into my Bowdabra and just tuck the ends underneath so they stay out of my way. And I've got some tails here. So we're just going to lay the tails down into the Bowdabra. So I'm just going to fold it in half, find my center, lay this down, and take our beautiful snowflake ribbon. So we have two different snowflake ribbons that we're using in this bow. And fold in half. So let me know where you're watching from, and let me know if you have the mini Bowdabra or the regular Bowdabra. Also, let me know if it's your first time watching Bowdabra or if you're a repeat watcher. Hi, Pat. It's wonderful to see you on the live. And we're just going to fold this over. And I'm just going to make sure that my loops are the same size, which they are. And it's okay if they're a little off, because if you make a bow by hand, it's never going to be perfect. In fact, think they look fake if they're too perfect. And we're just going to fold and twist. So all we're doing here is fold and twist and fold it back over. And I'm going to take this over here and twist. And if you're new to Bowdabra, we have over, oh my goodness, I think we have over 1,000 some odd videos on YouTube. And we have literally thousands of projects on the Bowdabra website. So again, all I'm doing is folding, twisting. I'm just going to fold and twist. And we'll make one last loop here. And then I have these cute little dollar store berries. I think I got these at Dollar Tree, or we should call it the $1.25 store. And we're just going to lay this down into my Bowdabra, give everything a good push, and pull this up. So by folding it in half to begin with, I have a slip knot. I'm going to pull it tight while it's still in the Bowdabra. Pull everything out. So then I'm not fumbling with my bow. So the Bowdabra's acting like a third hand for you. And we're just going to go over here and tie a knot. And now we have to shape. So I'm going to shape by pulling my loops, in opposite directions. Now this would be a really beautiful wreath bow or a tree topper bow. That's what's wonderful is if you need like a Christmas tree topper bow or a gift bow, this style of bow works for anything. And let's go back to the forward camera. Whoops, lost my little thing. And here we go. So you can see how pretty that came out. And it's so simple to make. So next, what I'm going to do is make, using the mini Bowdabra, we're going to make a um, lantern swag. So I'm going to take my Bowdabra bow wire and fold it in half. I'm cutting it long enough that I can make my bow, but then I can also tie it onto my lantern. So I'm just going to tuck the end underneath, just so they stay out. There's nothing underneath here. Just tuck it underneath so it stays out of my way. And then I'll take my beautiful plaid green ribbon. I love this ribbon. And we're just going to make a 2-loop bow. So all I'm going to do here is just take, this is just another style. I'm just going to take this here, bring this, take the right side of the ribbon, lay that down into my Bowdabra, bring this to the center, and just scrunch everything in. So it's a really simple, simple way to make a bow. And then I have my pick, and we're just going to, let's see here, lay the pick into the Bowdabra, or into the mini Bowdabra, and it's going to adjust as I lay it in. And then we'll take our Bowdabra bow wire, pull it through our slip knot, pull it tight while it's still in the Bowdabra, pull it out, separate the ends, bring it around to the back. Oh, that's a great idea. Pat bought hand Christmas towels and made bows out of them. That's such a great idea. And now we're just going to shape this out. And I'll grab my lantern and we're just going to tie this on. And now you have this really beautiful lantern swag. So simple to make. Oh, but there we go. So simple to make. And again, these are all things that you can do very, very last minute for your Christmas decorating. So I'm going to take this, put this aside. And now we'll do a gift wrap. So we've already wrapped this present and tied the ribbon onto it. And we're just going to make a bow using, whoops, put this back on there. There we go. And we're going to take our Bowdabra. I'll put my mini Bowdabra aside. And now what I'm going to do is take some of my Bowdabra bow wire. It seems like we're using a lot of gold today. And I'm going to fold these. So everybody give Kathy a thumbs up for coming up with all these beautiful designs that we're making today. So now we're going to just twist it and fold it back and twist. So now this is a double bow. So I'm just putting the ribbons together. So it's just a double fold and twist bow. So I'm just going to fold and twist it. So I just put the 2 ribbons together. and fold it back over. And definitely check out Bowdabra.com for all the ribbons. And fold this back over here. Thank you, Nez. I appreciate that. So she says, thank you for sharing. And I really do appreciate when you guys thank us for sharing, because it takes a lot of work to put these shows together and to put all the videos together that we put on the Bowdabra.com and on our Bowdabra YouTube channel. We also have a beautiful or wonderful fan gallery at Facebook, and you can join. There's no cost or anything to join our Bowdabra fan gallery. It's just the only thing is you have to answer a couple questions so that we know you're not a bot. Then you can see all the beautiful projects that everybody makes. Such a wonderful community of very creative people. So we're just going to shape this out and bring it here and shape it. And then now I'm going to take my box. And all I'm going to do now, I get the question a lot, is how do you attach the bow to the box? There are several ways to do it. You can just glue it on top of the box, but I think it's prettier if you tie a ribbon around the box and then just tie your bow right here onto the ribbon. So we're just going to tie this off, tie a knot, and I think I'm going to also tie a little shoelace thing, and that way not going to cut it because I might want to attach the card to my bow. So we'll just leave the things, and now you can see this comes out to be a really beautiful box that anybody would love to receive. We'll put this aside, and now we'll go to the overhead camera. I'm just going to reach over here, and we're going to make a big Christmas bow. So we'll put this aside, and now what I'm going to do is get glitter all over me because this is a glitter bomb of a ribbon. And take my Bowdabra bow wire. Whoops, looks like we've got a piece that's a little bit long. So we'll cut this. And now I'm going to show you what I love to do is put deco mesh into my Bowdabra. And like I showed you at the beginning how to make a scrunchy bow, we made it with our scrunchy ribbon, and we also made it with our regular ribbon, our 2.5-inch wide ribbon. And now we're going to do it with our 21-inch wide mesh. So all I'm doing here is just scrunching this into that the mesh is getting caught on itself, but we all know how deco mesh is. That's why I love using it in the Bowdabra, because the Bowdabra holds it as I'm playing with it. So we're just going to scrunch it down into the Bowdabra. So don't forget to let me know if you're a new person or if you have which Bowdabra you have, and also where you're watching from. And so now I have this. I'm just going to give everything a good scrunch. You can see it's already starting to take shape, and how pretty that looks, the scrunchy ribbon. I mean, the scrunchy bow with the mesh ribbon. And then I'm just going to fold this in half, find the center, and do the same here. Find the center. And I'm going to twist. So this is just our simple fold and twist bow. We're just doing it with a 5-inch wide ribbon. We're just going to fold it and twist and fold and twist. So that's all I'm doing. And the reason that I do the twist is because that way I have the wrong side, or the not really the ugly side of the ribbon, but the wrong side of the ribbon on the inside and the pretty side of the ribbon on the outside of my loops. And we're just going to keep doing this. And bring it back over. And twist it. Fold it back over. And I have this cute little ornament that we just took a chenille stem or a pipe cleaner and tied that onto it. And I'll take my Bowdabra wand and give everything a good push. And yes, you can definitely purchase the Bowdabras on Amazon. We have them at bowdabra.com, on Amazon, or also at Hobby Lobby. So pull that through, pull it tight while it's still in the Bowdabra, pull it out, and bring it over, come to the back. I'm just going to tie a knot, tie another knot, and now we'll just shape everything out. And you have this beautiful, beautiful bow. Makes a great door bow or swag or last minute tree topper bow. So it's really pretty and really super simple to make. We'll put that aside. Now we're going to do a wreath. So I have this beautiful white furry wreath. We've used this before. And then what I'm going to do is take my ribbon. Let's just get this up here. And we'll go to the overhead camera again. Take my Bowdabra, and this time I'm going to use my silver Bowdabra bow wire. And just fold it in half and lay this down into my Bowdabra. Don't forget, even if you're watching the replay, please make sure to comment and let me know where you're watching from. And if you're new to Bowdabra, or if you've been a Bowdabra person from the way beginning. So we're just going to take this ribbon. This is another snowflake ribbon. I think it's so pretty. And what I love about this wreath is it'll go straight from Christmas past New Year's and into winter decorating. So we're just going to fold it and twist and fold and twist and fold and twist. And you can see I kind of shape it as I go. Hi, Vicky. Okay, I'm having trouble reading. First time watcher, and you have a Bowdabra, but never got the tutorials. Oh, well, I'm glad that this helps, and definitely check out our blog because we have tons of tutorials on our blog. Lay this down in here, this in here, and then lay the flower in on top. Take my wire, pull that up through my slip knot, Pull it tight while it's still in the Bowdabra. Separate the ends. And I love this, these little things have little bells on them, so it's really fun. And again, this is great because, oh, you're in Fort Worth. Oh, great. Thank you for letting me know. So Vicky is a new watcher. Fun to have new people on. Not that I don't love all of our regulars, because of course you guys know that I do. And I'm going to now take my wreath, which I put down here, and we're just going to tie this onto our wreath. Bring it around to the back. And I'm just going to twist it so it stays tight, and then I'll tie my knot. So this is a great last minute wreath that works so well that it takes you through winter. Isn't that pretty? And it's just so simple, but yet really pretty and super, super easy to make. And everything that I'm showing you tonight is. Um, let's go ahead and do one more lantern, or we'll do one more scrap bow. So, and I could do this one also in my mini Bowdabra. So we'll use the mini for this one. You can do a lot with your mini Bowdabra. Um, I'm going to use my gold Bowdabra bow wire for this. Just cut a piece that's long enough that I can fold it in half and put it into my mini Bowdabra. Thank you, Vicky. Fold it in half, lay it down. Whoops. Let's make sure it's really folded in half. Lay it down into my Bowdabra, and again, I'm just tucking the ends underneath. And I'm just going to take my ribbon. And again, this is great for last minute gift wrapping because you're just using scraps of ribbon, but it comes and turns into a beautiful bow. And take this piece here. So all I'm doing is just laying the ribbons on top of each other here. So again, it's one of those super simple, why didn't I think of it, bows that ends up looking so pretty. And you can do this in the mini or in the large one. I just chose to do the mini so I can show you guys how versatile the mini is. And we have customers that have told me that they love the mini because they just throw it in their purse and take it with them when they're going to, say, a scrapbooking party, or if you're traveling and you don't want to wrap your gifts until you get to where you're going. It's a great way to just be able to make bows without having to bring the big Bowdabra. And now we're just going to tie a knot and double knot it and just pull my pieces apart here. So it's super simple. And you can just tie this, you can either tie this right onto a gift, or you can tie it onto your tree. So let me know what you all think. I had so much fun tonight. Next week, we'll do some New Year's Eve video projects. So it'll help you get ready for last minute New Year's Eve designs. So thank you so much for taking your time and watching us tonight, or if you're watching the replay, for taking the time to watch the replay. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. And have everybody have a very Merry Christmas.